don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, all right. So wait, backstory.
Okay.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you got to chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me? God, I love you. Thank you so much.
We now know her name because, according to rumors circulating, a private tape that recently leaked purports to have captured Swizzy and Lala getting too close behind Alicia's back. It appears that Lala Anthony is involved in the Alicia Keys, Swizzy controversy. According to insiders, Alicia lost her love after learning about it, letting loose years' worth of pent-up tension, and ultimately faced them both in a complete breakdown. It appears that what goes around comes around. Who's lying now? Because this is the real deal. The scandal was not unexpected. For years, there have been rumors concerning Swizzy and Lala. Furthermore, this alleged tape may be the evidence Alicia has been ignoring all along. According to sources, this was not an isolated incident. Rather, it has reportedly been occurring behind the scenes while Alicia has been portraying herself as a devoted wife. What precisely is on this tape, then? What was the duration of this? And is this the reason Alicia intends to dissolve her marriage? You all need to buckle up because this is burning. Some secrets are kept under wraps. Let's dissect it. Let's be honest for a moment. Even though Swizzy's cheating scandal sounds messy, most people don't find it shocking, and that's what's crazy. His history is self-evident. The adage, once a cheater, always a cheater, and you lose them how you get them has been around for a while. However, the fact that he was allegedly creeping with this someone has left everyone in disbelief. The streets now claim that this was more than a casual liaison. According to reports, Swizzy has been playing around with Lala Anthony. Furthermore, this is not brand new information. According to insiders, this alleged affair has been going on for at least 3 years, if not longer, and somehow they managed to keep it secret until now. Reports say a leaked recording recently surfaced, allegedly showing Swizzy and Lala in a situation that leaves little room for innocent explanations, which is why fans are gagged. People are beginning to wonder if this supposedly picture-perfect marriage was already crumbling behind the scenes. The situation becomes even more complicated as rumors circulate that Lala began having extramarital affairs with Swizzy while she was still married to Carmelo Anthony. Additionally, those with knowledge of the matter say that her marriage may have failed as a direct result of this covert affair. To be fair, no one is acting as though Carmelo was innocent either. He had several scandals of his own, including those alleged outside children. His infidelity wasn't exactly a secret. While everyone was blaming Melo, the true irony here is that Lala might have been knee-deep in her own mess with Swizzy. Lala was out here looking really foolish because she was always the one defending Melo in public, even though he had a lot of cheating scandals. She even went so far as to say, "I wouldn't be with someone if he was cheating on me. That doesn't sit well with any part of me. Even though I don't go looking for things, I would deal with it if I did. However, I have faith in my husband." But the rumors of Carmelo cheating didn't just fade. They were eventually confirmed. It appears Lala may have decided to get her lick back. Rumor has it she also began having affairs of her own, and Swizz Beatz was purportedly part of that. Even though Carmelo had been stepping out, he reportedly couldn't handle it once he found out, and that became the main cause of their marriage's decline. Since this affair wasn't sudden, this is where things get messy. In fact, it was first made public in 2021 by radio host Miss Jones, who said Swizz's secret relationship with Lala was revealed by someone on his own team. Lala allegedly wanted Swizz to leave Alicia after she filed for divorce from Carmelo. However, Swizzy had no intention of ruining his own marriage. He immediately went into defensive mode, claiming there was nothing inappropriate happening and that he and Lala were just friends. Z. Knock at the F off, he wrote. But when the rumors persisted, he shared a screenshot of Alicia's song Lala along with the caption, "This is the only Lala I'm rocking." Now listen to that Alicia Keys album. It's a classic and widely available. Alicia genuinely believes Swizz when he adamantly states there is nothing wrong with Lala, according to several insiders. However, who is the fake and who is the phony? Because she supposedly discovered some hard evidence a few days ago that made excuses impossible. That's the kind of thing I detest. Despite the fact that they recently celebrated their anniversary, Alicia has been disparaging him behind closed doors ever since. Sources claim that because Alicia is not letting this one go unpunished, tensions inside the house have escalated. The crazy thing is, this isn't brand new tea. Blind items have been hinting at it for years. One from 2021 essentially said, "Don't believe the hype." It claimed that despite the fact this alphabet-loving producer, writer, and rapper cheats, he keeps it very private and would never risk his public image, even though he had to marry her once. Another blind item about this former A+ list singer turned minus lister revealed that while she's been extremely busy with a new television gig, her husband has been enjoying an affair with his protege, someone he believes will succeed. But here's the kicker. Alicia and Lala were close friends for years, which makes the situation a complete double betrayal rather than just cheating. Fans feel sorry for her, but many believe it's karma coming full circle. And that's where things get really complicated. Remember, when Swizz was still married to his ex-wife, Alicia got swizzed. You lose them how you rise. Alicia is said to have dismissed Manda's attempts to speak to her woman-to-woman as insignificant. To make matters worse, Jaguar Wright once said that Alicia was living under Manda and Swizz's roof, pretending to be there just to work on music while secretly moving around behind their backs. Not only was Swizz still married to his wife at the time, but they were living in the same house when Alicia moved in to collaborate with him. She then moved in while getting along with the wife, allegedly plotting to take her husband, while also hiding the fact she had recently been caught beating her girlfriend in Aruba or something. When it all began, Swizz and Manda were still legally married to singer Mas Honda, who was more than happy to expose the dishonesty. Mas Honda responded with a lengthy open letter criticizing Alicia for playing house with her husband and trying to pass it off as a fairy tale. Fans were gagged. In that letter, Mas Honda revealed she went to Alicia woman-to-woman and told her directly they were still married, still living together, and had recently welcomed a child. But Alicia, she said, could not have been more indifferent, sitting there writing in her diary as though she wasn't wrecking a family. In the now famous open letter, Mas Honda wrote, "In the messages I sent her, I made it very clear that despite what she might be hearing, I am still married to my husband, live with him, and recently had a child. I still haven't heard back after 2 years. What I get instead are persistent acts of self-centeredness that worry my son and me. Before learning that she might have been having an affair with my husband, I had faith in her." Both Swizz and Alicia denied the affair until months later, when it was finally acknowledged. In addition to the lies, Mas Honda said she had asked Alicia directly to step aside so she could resolve her marriage, but Alicia refused. "You are aware of the part you played in my marriage's demise. I asked you to back off and let me deal with my family's issues, which you contributed to creating." What's crazy is that Alicia has always insisted she and Swizz didn't become involved until after he and Manda were formally divorced, despite Mas Honda providing precise dates, direct quotes, and a detailed timeline. Alicia painted their relationship as pure love rather than betrayal, acting as if people were simply confused about the dates. But the math never worked, and the receipts were visible. Here's the irony. Sources from back then claim Alicia did to Manda exactly what Lala is now accused of doing to her. Just as Lala allegedly pressured Swizz to leave Alicia so they could go public, Alicia allegedly pushed him to leave Manda, even while Manda was trying to keep her family together and raise their newborn. Eventually, Swizz left Manda, and now, years later, karma has swung back like a boomerang. What goes around comes around, and the pattern might just be repeating itself. And let's not forget how dirty Alicia allegedly was to Manda. Reports claim Alicia went a step further by trying to take her son along with her husband. According to insiders, she pressured Swizzy to pursue full custody of Mashanda's son. Kasim Jr. This was no longer just a romantic triangle. It was a full takeover. Furthermore, the backlash was exacerbated by her alleged involvement in decisions that should have been left to the two parents alone. To many, it seemed she had no intention of starting a new family. She was attempting to remove the existing one. At the end of the day, Mashanda realized the back and forth was hurting her son so badly that she had to force Alicia to make amends. The custody dispute had become so heated that, as an adult, she set aside her pride and made the right decision for her child, even though it meant co-parenting with the very woman who had helped end her marriage. Still, fans haven't forgotten how that blended family image was created. It wasn't a magical Hallmark moment. Many believe Alicia used Mashanda's child as leverage to get her to accept her as Swizzy's new wife. Eventually, Manda came to terms with her situation and tried to move on for her son's sake. In an effort to show the world they'd put the drama behind them, Alicia, and Swizzy even made a few public appearances together. One of the most talked about moments was an ABC interview where they spoke about building a strong co-parenting relationship and said that by prioritizing the kids, they could get past the chaos. Mashanda recalled, "He wanted to know why his dad couldn't visit his bedroom at our house and why I couldn't see him at his dad's. It was a wake-up call. He doesn't deserve this, so we must do it for him, even if we don't want to do it for ourselves at the moment." But after all was said and done, the person who had been cheated on still had to take charge and clean up the mess. Alicia, meanwhile, was reportedly furious behind the scenes, despite being praised publicly for doing the right thing. She allegedly launched a full-scale damage control campaign, staging family photo ops and carefully planned interviews. In an attempt to erase the homewrecker label and reposition herself as a spiritually serene bonus mom, Alicia began promoting this picture-perfect narrative. But fans weren't buying it. In fact, many said it's pure karma that Swizz Beatz is now allegedly treating her the same way she treated Manda. And honestly, she shouldn't be shocked. Swizz has a long track record of failing to stay faithful. Mashanda believed she could be the one to change him, but he had already cheated on her with several women before Alicia came along. Case in point, in 2000, when Manda was pregnant with their first child, Swizz was having an affair with Nicole Levy and got her pregnant, too. He didn't just cheat. He made it worse by fathering another child while Manda was expecting. She was forced to deal with the heartbreak of knowing another woman was carrying his child at the same time she was, all while planning their future together. Reports say the stress and emotional pain caused major pregnancy complications. Tragically, their child was stillborn. Hoping for a fresh start, Manda eventually forgave Swizz and married him in 2004. But instead of settling down, he upped the messiness. He was spotted with Jonna Sebastian, a side woman, around 2007 or 2008. At the same time, he was allegedly creeping with Alicia Keys. And history repeated itself. Jonna became pregnant and gave birth to his daughter Nicole. So, he wasn't just playing Manda, he was allegedly cheating on both Jonna and Alicia at the same time. The wildest part? Alicia didn't seem fazed by the chaos. If anything, she appeared unbothered by his other alleged affairs. She knew exactly who she was marrying, but as time has shown, nothing has really changed. Now, the roles are reversed. The ashes of Mashanda's marriage were the foundation of Alicia's love story, and now she's been betrayed, allegedly, by the same man and by someone she once considered a friend. It's messy, it's poetic, it's downright brutal, but it's a full circle moment. And if these leaked tapes are even half as wild as Alicia's diary, especially with the rumored explosive evidence and whispers of her own private affairs, then buckle up. This is only the beginning.